Path to Citizenship, Part 15, The Role of Congress in Lawmaking. Diego entered the study room for his 15th session with Evelyn, eager to deepen his understanding of the legislative process. Over the previous weeks, he had learned about the judicial system, the president's responsibilities, and how each branch balanced the other. Today, Evelyn would guide him through the workings of Congress, the branch responsible for creating laws. Diego was curious about how Congress operated and how laws were made and revised to reflect the needs of the people. Evelyn greeted him as he took his seat, ready to begin their discussion.
Welcome back, Diego. Today, we'll be discussing the role of Congress in lawmaking. This branch has a unique responsibility in creating and shaping the laws that govern the nation. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Great. Let's start with a question about the basic structure of Congress. How many senators does each state have in the United States Senate? Question: How many senators does each state have in the United States Senate? A. 1, B. 2, C. 4.
Answer: B. 2.
Correct. Each state has 2 senators, which ensures equal representation in the Senate regardless of the state's population size. Why do you think this equal representation is significant?
It gives smaller states a voice equal to larger states. If representation was based on population alone, bigger states could dominate decisions. But this way, every state has the same say in the Senate.
Exactly. The Senate provides equal representation for each state, balancing the interests of both large and small states. This setup helps ensure that every state has a fair influence over national decisions.
Diego thought about the importance of equal representation, appreciating how it allowed smaller states to have a voice in federal decisions. Evelyn moved on to discuss the role of the House of Representatives, which represented the people more directly.
Now, let's look at the House of Representatives. What determines the number of representatives each state has in the House of Representatives? Question: What determines the number of representatives each state has in the House of Representatives? A. The state's geographical size. B. The state's population. C. The state's age.
Answer: B. The state's population.
That's right. The number of representatives is based on the population of each state. Why do you think representation is based on population in the House?
It ensures that states with more people have more influence. It's a way of making sure that the interests of larger populations are reflected in Congress. It balances out the equal representation in the Senate.
Exactly. Representation based on population ensures that the interests of the people are proportionally represented. This setup allows Congress to balance state equality in the Senate with representation of the people in the House.
Diego saw how the 2 houses of Congress worked together to represent both the states and the people. He realized that this balance helped create laws that considered diverse perspectives. Evelyn continued, moving to the process of how a bill becomes a law.
For our last question today, let's discuss the process of lawmaking. What happens if the president vetoes a bill that Congress has passed? Question: what happens if the president vetoes a bill that Congress has passed? A. The bill is automatically made into law. B. The bill returns to Congress, where they can override the veto with a 2/3 vote. C. The bill is discarded permanently.
Answer: B. The bill returns to Congress, where they can override the veto with a 2/3 vote.
Correct. If the president vetoes a bill, Congress can override the veto with a 2/3 majority in both the House and the Senate. Why do you think this override option is important?
It means that Congress has the final say, as long as there's strong enough support. It ensures that the president can't block a law that has wide approval from the representatives of the people and the states.
Exactly. The override option is a crucial part of the checks and balances system. It prevents the president from having absolute control over legislation, ensuring that Congress can still enact laws with broad support.
As they wrapped up, Diego reflected on the complexity of the lawmaking process. He appreciated how Congress was structured to represent both states and individuals, and how the president's veto power was balanced by Congress's ability to override it. Evelyn closed her notebook, offering Diego a thoughtful reflection on the legislative branch.
You've done well today, Diego. Congress's structure and its role in lawmaking demonstrate how the United States balances representation and power. By understanding this, you're seeing how laws are created with careful consideration and collaboration.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I see now how Congress is designed to make sure all voices are considered. It's reassuring to know that laws aren't just decided by one person or one group.
Exactly. The process ensures that laws reflect a wide range of interests. By learning about Congress, you're gaining insight into the complexities of democracy and how it works to serve the people.
Diego left the study room, reflecting on how laws were crafted and the role Congress played in ensuring balanced representation. He felt a renewed appreciation for the democratic process, understanding that while it could be complex, it was designed to consider the needs of both individuals and states. As he walked away, he felt more prepared to engage as a citizen, ready to support a system that valued both equality and representation. As Diego delves into the workings of Congress, Evelyn's reflections invite others to consider the intricate steps involved in creating laws.
Now it's your turn. Understanding the stages of lawmaking helps citizens grasp how decisions are made. Here's a question for you. Question for the audience: who can introduce a bill in Congress? A. Only the President. B. Any member of Congress. C. Only the Speaker of the House. Recognizing who can initiate the legislative process helps citizens see how ideas are brought into the conversation and how representation begins. Reflect on your answer as it highlights an essential step in shaping national policy.